What is up, everybody? This is Frank Maialetti from the Billiard Sports Network. I'm going to be here commentating this awesome matchup for you here on FEDOR GORST YouTube channel. We got FEDOR GORST versus Anthony MEGLINO from Tamarack, Florida. Anthony's a 786 Fargo. Probably the highest Fargo in the U.S. for a non-WNT player. If you can, don't be afraid to like, share, and subscribe. This is going to be a good one. The last time these two guys played, MEGLINO actually beat FEDOR at the Derby City. So FEDOR's going to be looking to get some revenge. What's up, Ike? What's up, everybody in the chat? Don't be afraid to talk to me. I love talking to the chat, but please keep it respectful. We're going to have our matchup here starting any moment. FEDOR hit some balls. So while we're doing that, let's get a word from our sponsor.
What's up, everybody? This is Dave from Classic Billiards down here in South Florida. We do things a little bit differently here compared to your old pool hall. It doesn't smell like mothballs. It's not exactly a library. And nobody's shushing you like this is church. We're all about having fun, eating chicken wings, drinking beer, and knocking some balls around. Don't let that mistake you. We still got the skills, baby. So if you're ever down in South Florida, come check us out at Classics.
You definitely got to get over to Classic Billiards down there in Florida. Go see my man Dave Bartosiak. Also go see our BSN ladies, Brianna Miller, Sandy Chang. They're down there too. They got a really cool concept over there at Classic Billiards. It's a cover charge. You don't pay by the hour. It's like $12 to get in during the week and like $15 on the weekends. And they have like a $30 all-you-can-drink special with draft beer. It's amazing. Classic Billiards is pretty much where the pros go to have a good time. So if you're down there in Florida, make sure you get over to Classic Billiards. All right, we're going to get started here. Ghost, the current reigning world 9-ball champion, FEDOR GORST, versus Anthony MEGLINO. Down here at Buffalo's in New Orleans. Crazy Calcutta yesterday, $375,000. 20,000 added to the event. This is definitely going to be a banger. All right, rack number one. Guys, and what I'm going to do for you, so we're going to call the bottom left, obviously the left side, and then the bottom right will be the bottom, of course, the bottom right. So next to each player's name on the scoreboard there, I'll put L and R, and that'll tell you what pocket they are, left or right. Much better view today than yesterday. We got stuck on a side table yesterday, so we fortunately saw the racking side, or I'm sorry, the breaking side versus the racking side. Much better angle this time. MEGLINO comes out the gate firing. That's going to leave a shot for FEDOR already. FEDOR's going to have one out of this. He's got a couple of options. He can go up table first after this shot and go for the 3. Try to get himself 1 to 3 and a 1. James, I couldn't answer that for you. I think the only person that can really give you an answer there is Justin Bergman. No, he doesn't travel a lot. He's been doing some of the ultimate pool stuff. And, you know, he's playing guys for 50, 60 G's in one pocket. Lard, no, it's not that dark, but to eliminate the light spots on the table, we did a little bit of camera manipulation. This way we can see all the balls clearly versus having those big white spots in the center of the table. got 1, now 2 on the ball count. The ball count's going to be the one that's closer to the name. The overall score is going to be the one that is in the middle. Since I am remote commentating here from Philadelphia, it's going to take a few seconds for that score to get back to me, so bear with me. And don't blow me up on the updated score. I'll definitely get it taken care of for you, I promise. All right, Federer's going to have this 3-ball. Run down into the stack. Doesn't get the lead that he wants. He still might have that orange 13. Could also play this this stripe here that's to the right side. He could also play it off the 4, essentially carry it towards his pocket. 4 goes back up table, but it would put 2 towards his hole. It's 6 a.m. over there in Vietnam. Tuan, I actually commentated Federer's match against Tukan a couple weeks ago. I played a race to a 100 over in Vietnam. Let's see what Ghost got here. Oh, misses the shot. Puts the cue back in a good spot. It's going to leave MEGLINO with a tough starting position. Just got 3 balls. We'll get that 3rd ball updated for you. At the top of the chat, there is a link to the bracket. They do not have times posted yet for when the winners of this match play again. There could be a matchup tonight. There could be a matchup tomorrow. The winner of this match goes into the 9th, 12th position. And then the winner of this matchup will get the winner of Tony Chohan versus John Hennessy, also known as John Pinegar. That's going to be -1 for MEGLINO. Federer could 3-rail that stripe. I think he's going to go for the 10-2 combination, put the cue down that end. That kind of gives him a safety net if MEGLINO does go after the stripe that's in front of the cue ball going towards the top rail and he doesn't make it. Federer does have that 2-ball for a reposition ball or the 8. James Haynes, I'm a 295 Fargo, buddy. Nah, I'm just messing around. I've been around pool a long time. I appreciate the compliment. Thank you. You guys also do me a favor if you can. Like, share, and subscribe. Put it out there. Just make sure you put the words FEDOR GORST or tag the world champ here. I'm trying to get as many viewers as possible. Also, if you want to watch some of the other action, make sure you tune in to Pool Action TV pay-per-view. Support the sport, of course. A good shot by MEGLINO, putting that Ball back onto his side. Yes, you're definitely right about that, Billy. We lost a legend today in the pool world. The rifleman, Mr. Cecil Buddy Hall, passed away today. Buddy was considered one of the greatest. Condolences to his family, his friends, and his fans. I hope they find peace in this troubling time for them. Mr. Hall definitely gave the fans a lot of excitement about pool. MEGLINO has to be precise here. He's got to get that. If he's going to shoot that 9, he's got to get that cue underneath the 8 like he did last shot. So I did get some clarification last night on some rules for this event. They do not have the rule that is at the Derby, so both players can be negative. Whereas the Derby, one pocket, both players can't be negative. And of course, this is Buffalo's, so you gotta hike up your shorts, hike up your pants, jump up on the table. There is no 1 foot requirement in this event, so there does not need to be 1 foot on the table. Eric, unfortunately, I only have one view here for this side table. This is actually Fedor's personal camera that he streams with. He sends me the link back to Philadelphia, and then I broadcast it out on his page and commentate. Most events usually have their own streaming setup, but they do allow Fedor to stream to his fans. Anytime, buddy, no problem. And Fedor's going to put his cue ball down on top of the red stripe and trying to hold. How do you get a gig like mine? I don't know, right place, right time, I guess. I guess all the really good commentators were busy that night, so I guess he left it on me. Both players playing a cat and mouse game right now, trying to see who's going to make that first mistake. You got 4 balls up table, 9, 6, 10, and the 12. Fedor has a really tight up table game because he can really hold that cue ball and get the most out of the spin on a shot. I commentated his match against, I was saying last night, I commentated his match against Filler at the Derby City Classic. And that was probably one of the best matches I've ever commentated. And both of those players, their ability to just hold the cue ball wherever they wanted it. Juan, they're too busy. They're too busy buying over 45,000 in Calcutta. Meg's going to play. Is he playing off the 7? Going to try to hold behind the 2. He gets there. Kind of 2 rails it. guys. I know we like hearing the balls connect, but I'm gonna turn down the background volume a little bit and turn up the piped in music just so we don't get any kind of copyright flags. We'll take off the techno, we'll give you something a little bit better. This one's called Sports Track. Also, guys, don't be afraid to smash those emoticons there on the side of your screen. The 100s, the hearts, the little horn, all that really helps getting us to the top of the engagement list on Facebook. Or, I'm sorry, on YouTube. Brother says, can you explain how the Calcutta works for an event like this? Yeah, this is probably one of the biggest Calcuttas in the country. You have a blind, obviously, so what a blind is you make a bid. Whoever wins the highest bid, if they win the blind bid, they get to pick any player on the board. And then, of course, I'm assuming, I was not at the Calcutta, but I'm assuming every player that gets bought has a option to buy up to 50% of themselves. And then they auction off every player. And depending on what percentage of the field they want to pay out, then they take that money and they pay it out based on those percentages. So I'm just going to let's just throw roll numbers out there. Let's just say they were paying out the top 4 spots. They would probably do 50%, 25%, 15, and 10. If they were paying out top 8 spots, it would be like 40, 20, 15, 10, 5%, 5%, 2%. And so forth. I'm sure there's 375,000 collected. I'm sure they'll post out what the payouts are soon. Takes a while to count all that cash. Does Fedor have any plans to play any hay ball? I don't believe currently he does. I do know when he was in Vietnam he had played a little bit on one of the hay ball tables, but after this event, I see him really getting himself dialed in for the World Championship. It's coming up in July. Deepest, yeah, Filler won the 1 ball, 1 pocket event. That was the warm-up event the other night. Plays off the 6, pushes the 2 a little bit closer to his pocket. That's a good shot. Yeah, Ike, I'm thinking with the 46,000 on those 2 bids that you're bidding on who you like better as a player. And it's kind of hard to argue Shane versus Fedor. You know, it's 99.99999 plus 99.99998 depending who you are. Yeah, he's got and you're right there, Dave. He's got the big race with SVB in June, the rematch. That's going to be a great match. I watched every single rack of that last year. I'd love to get one of those matches at my pool room up in Philadelphia, man. Seeing those 2 guys go at it for days. Fedor got that ball to bite a little bit. Now he's behind the 11 ball. Meglino's going to have to go up table, I believe. It's going to be tough. for him to maybe make the 9 and leave the cue up towards the top left side of the table. Keith, I don't think they're playing on anything bigger than 4 1/4. Got T-Rex there, Tony Chohan on the left side of the screen. The winner of this matchup gets the winner of that Tony Chohan, John Hennessy match. Juan, yeah, Fedor did win that match on the hill. Meglino might be playing off the 7. No, he's going for the hit on the 2. And that's going to be no good. That's going to be -2 now for Anthony Meglino. Yeah, you got that right, Ike, definitely. I think next year you might see some of those players playing in some more of the international events. You know, here in the U.S., it's always fun when you see the international players come from the other countries, but I'm sure for them it's got to be just as fun seeing the U.S. players come to their country. He's got to look at the 6. Two railer on the 6. Oof, close. That's going to require Meglino. Meglino actually kind of has a built-in two-way shot here. He can play this 12 to the bottom right. And with the proper speed, he can probably let that cue roll right in between the 6-2. Eamon, this is a race to 5 racks. And Nathan Meglino is not a WNT pro, though I definitely think he could compete with those players on that level. Being a 786 Fargo, he is definitely of the pro speed. All right, he's going to take on this 12. This is the 12, but puts the cue back in that containing position behind the 2-8. It's funny, I pronounce the hard ones easily, and then the easy ones I mess up. Two shots Fedor has here that are incredibly tough. He can actually hit off the right side of the 6 and draw the cue to the right side of the table, which is high risk, high reward. He's going to come down 2 rails. I think he's going to give Meglino a couple shots on this one. And that is no rail by Fedor, so that's going to be a minus ball. So he's back down to 2. Meglino's got a good chance to get some points here. All right, we'll update as we're going. That's -1 now for Meglino. That brings him back to even. I think they accidentally sent it the other way. Meglino's at even balls right now. Now he's +1. If he breaks open that 4-13 combo, Fedor could be in a little bit of trouble. Remember, he has to spot 2, as he was minus, so there will be 2 balls spotted. Nathan, I don't see that happening right now with the current state of pool. Players even buying in for 1,000 without sponsorship is a pain. You know, 2-man tournaments for 50,000, 100,000 buy-in happen, but I don't think a 16K tournament or 16-player 50K tournament each is happening anytime soon. But I'm here for it, though. No matter where the hell that tournament is, I'm flying. I'm going to that one. All right, we got 2-2 on the score. We spotted our 2, 3, 6, 9. Just want to make, yep, we got 11 balls on the table. All right, we're all set for the score. Race to 6 balls now, being tied up 2-2. Great leave there by Fedor behind the 8 ball. Put Meglino in a really tough spot. He might kick up and down table again. I mean, that could happen. I'd love to see that as like an underground tournament, you know, like just an undisclosed location. 16 players going at it for that kind of money. All right, Meglino, maybe going 3 rails on this and trying to drive the cue back to the right side of left side of the table behind the 2. Cue does not get there. That's going to give Fedor a shot. I know a place too, Dave. Have camera, will travel. Feder gets a little rub off that shot. He's got the 6. That's going to give him 3 balls right now. Gamp, it's actually not low lighting. I lowered the exposure on the feed so we didn't get any of the light spots over the table. It's plenty bright there at Buffalo's, just for the viewing experience so we can see the balls clearer. I filtered the camera. All right, 6 ball down. That's going to give 4 for Feder. Looking at the stripe, that'll give him 5. No problem. You might see him come 2 rails up behind the 4. Come back down table with the 4 ball. That's 5 for Feder. Looking at possibly the 1 rail bank on the 1. If you want, guys, I can put a little bit more brightness on the camera. It's up to the room here. I think it looks okay, but if you guys let me know, I can add a little bit of brightness. Thanks, Big D. Yeah, I mean, Feder does that on his channel. My channel's PA Pro Am Pool, and Billiard Sports Network, we're the same way. We just want to show awesome matches and just get the content out in the world. All right, so we'll add a little bit of, let's see if we can add a little bit of brightness. See my main man back there, Scott Frost, one of my good buddies. All right, how's that looking for the brightness and the color of the screen? Is that better? MEGLINO going to swerve and try to make contact on the 1. A risky shot. Yeah. Could be the last shot of this rack. For the Meg, let's see what Feder has. That's going to give 6. I've streamed a couple of Meglino's matches before. I know his mom. She's a real nice woman. She came into the chat, was talking to us for a little bit. Obviously, she's a big supporter of her son. Alright, what's Feder going to do here? Is he going to... I was about to say, is he going to just punch this ball over? Or just do a crazy 2-rail position draw? Alright, Feder needs 1. Thanks, Big D. Every person makes a difference, bud. 1 viewer turns into 2, 2 turn into 4, and after a while you start getting a couple thousand people watching. Feder misses the out ball. Wow. Misses the out ball. No problem, POV. Sure, I'll put it here in the chat for you. There's 2 of them. It's PA Pro-Am Pool and Billiard Sports Network. Alright, he's going to leave Feder the crossover. 8 ball's in the way, though, so I don't think he's going to play the crossover. I'll get the 8 ball out of there instead. It's going to go in. That'll spot. Remember, folks, if you're new to 1 pocket, if the ball does not go into you or your opponent's pocket, it spots after your turn at the table. Meglino is sponsored by In the Box Sports, my buddy Elvis, up there in New York. Feder, of course, sponsored by Jam Up. Lee Tung, it's not as far-fetched as you would think. Meglino has beaten Feder in 1 pocket. He beat him at the Derby. Don't count out the young man from Florida. He can play. Plays out of a was it Beyond Billiards, I think, right? Plays with Justin Hall. Excuse me, Feder thinking this one through. He plays this 9 and misplays it. Could be in trouble. He's going to play the crossover shot. And it trickles in. Feder's going to win the first rack with a score of 8-2. I'm going to reset our balls here real quick. Speaking of resetting balls and putting balls properly, check out Feder's Magic Rack.
This is the Magic Rack that I created with the Magic Ball Rack company. We changed the product a little bit and made this Magic Rack a little bit thicker to where I don't have to worry about balls being not frozen anymore. It's very easy and simple now to rack the balls tight. Try it out, guys. Get yours today at FEDORGORST.com and give me your feedback.
I have tried that rack out. It actually works pretty well. I can actually make a ball with it. Meglino. Rack number 2. Feder is up 1-0. Oh, he scratches off the break. That is going to hurt. All right, So that'll give Fedor the left pocket, and it'll give Meglino the right pocket. He's -1. Get that score updated for you in a second. So anybody traveling to any WNT events this year? I'm going to be streaming 2 of them. I'll be streaming the Rally in the Shenandoah Valley. I'll also be streaming the Battle of the Bull. I'll also be down in Florida for the International Open in November. Probably going to go over to the Florida Open. Before I go there, I'll probably stop at Classic Billiards and see all my friends down there. You guys are going to be in the area in Florida. Make sure you stop by and say hello. Thanks, Big D. Trick Shot CEO, what's up, buddy? There's another killer trick shot artist. If you guys haven't seen him on Instagram and YouTube, check him out. Brother, hold that thought 1 second. I will. Eric Downer, that event is the end of July. It'll be July 31st, I believe, to August 2nd or 3rd. They are taking entrance for that tournament. So if you want to get in that event, you can reach out to Chris Wilburn or Brandon Schuff. Brother, so there's a couple different ways to break in one pocket. Skimming between the first and second ball with a little bit of inside will push balls to your side of the table. Second and third ball, skimming off the second and running into the third ball is a dangerous break. You could actually scratch on that break, but it's a high reward. You can usually push 3 to 4 balls towards your pocket. You got to be careful when you're playing someone, though, especially if they're trying to gaff you. So let's just say that we're breaking. It's a good shot by Meglino. Let's just say you're breaking from the right side of the table, so you're going to hit the left side of the rack. If the bottom ball on the corner of the left side of the rack is not touching 100%, that ball won't move. It won't leak out. So it's kind of like a rack setting situation. So always check the bottom corner of the ball when your opponent's going to break. This way he doesn't try to stick himself. Point of view, yes, 46,000 for the Ghost. That'll bring Meglino back to 0. Now he's +1 with that shot. Remember, he has to spot a ball. No problem, anytime, brother. So Anthony wants to clip this stripe ball on the way out. He does not strike. It's going to give him +2. Wayner, if you're asking me, it's PA Pro-Am Pool. That's going to be a mistake. Oh, he got away with it. As I said, that was going to be a mistake for Meglino. He's going to spot 2 balls now. The one he just made and his negative ball. Federer's going to inspect the stack here. Federer will probably play the crossover on the 6. He makes the 6, hits the 4, comes on the tough side of the 5 ball. Couldn't move the 5. Could also just move balls towards his side, shooting the 4 into the stack. Nathan, I would agree with you on that one. I think so too. All right, 7 got to the rail. Howard, this is Federer's match now. His next match would be the winner. If he wins this match, his next match would be the winner of John Panagar and Tony Chohan. I will probably say if that match gets to Federer-Chohan, that'll probably be on the main table and not here on this channel. Ashley Sherwood coming in, firing the $10 bill. Thanks. Appreciate it. So if that does go to the main pay-per-view table, you can watch that action at poolactiontv.com. They might let Federer stream to his fans on that match. If it does, I'll be here commentating. If not, then I'll be watching. I actually just got Tony Chohan just sent me a poster. Actually, it was when him and Federer played 2 years ago. They actually played on my birthday, April 14th. So they both sent me a signed poster from that event. Tired of me already, Mr. Stack? Not sure why Collins isn't doing this. I know Federer kind of goes between the both of us. He asks us both to commentate for him. There is a 3-hour difference, or 2-hour difference between where Federer's at, where Collins is at. I am an hour ahead. I'm on the East Coast, Collins being on the West. Meg hits a good shot, puts about 3 balls towards his pocket. Yeah, I probably agree with you on that one, Chris. This is a gutsy shot here for Federer. Does he go after the 3? Nathan, I'm not sure what you mean by that question. It's on poolactiontv.com is the main pay-per-view. It's a gutsy shot by Federer, worked out for him. There's really not any pool on in the U.S. on TV anymore. unless you count like the Billiards TV app. Yeah, Fedor's got some work to do to clear that 2, 4, and 12 out of that side of the table. Here's where he might actually get onto it. He'll play the, looks like the 11 ball. Play that to the bottom left and stun the cue over towards the 4. He really has to give this shot a lot of respect, because if he doesn't get on any of these balls, could spell a little bit of a disaster. All right, let's see, a little outside stun. He's going to play the ball to the right side. That's going to give Fedor 4 on the ball count. Yeah, it's very sad, Chris. We were talking about that a few minutes ago. About Mr. Hall passing away. Legend of the game. Alright, 8 ball to the corner, outside spin, looking to come right in between the 2-4 if he could. Moves the 4 out of the way, that'll give him 5 on the score. Big D, this is one pocket, buddy. You're going to have some 4 or 5 hour matches. You better buckle up, get some popcorn. Load up that drink. You're going to be here for a while. All right, we have 6 on the score now. Buddy's up there with Grady now. Have some good games up in heaven. Fedor crosses over the 2. It double kissed on the way out. That's why I missed. We saw them last night, trick shot. They were up there. And Ashley, you definitely have that right. Calderon, John Henney. A couple of them are of the methodical persuasion. Good shot by MEGLINO. Puts that 2-ball down. You can see Fedor slightly annoyed when he missed that 2 because he knew he'd left the shot. Anthony has balls to get out here. He just has to control his rock. Yeah, if some of you have followed my channel, sometimes when Henny's on, we do the chalk counter. Definitely got that right. Someone he's, you know, people give Henny a hard time about taking long, but the guy can shoot though. Man, he plays good pool. He's got a good cue ball. All right, that's 6 for MEGLINO. He needs 2. He'll play this in. Aiming both. You'll need a drink to sit there and wait for the player to get finished. All right, 2 rails going to stun out for the 11. Right, and that's going to give MEGLINO his 8. It's going to tie the overall score up at 1-1. All right, rack number 3. Scores tied up 1-1. The Ghost versus the Meg. Yeah, it was nice to see Cliff Joyner out hitting balls. He did pretty well at the Derby, I thought, didn't he? All 3 games, the players chose to keep their pockets. We haven't seen any switch over yet. There's a mistake by MEGLINO. Fedor's going to have a tough cut on his 10. He's going to run into the stack. I'd like to see him run into maybe the edge of the 2. Yeah, it was good to see it at the Derby. It was good to see some of the, I wouldn't call them old players, but, you know, people like Tommy Kennedy hitting balls there, and Cliff Joyner. They were the road players 20-something years ago when I was starting to come up. Those guys, you always knew when they walked in the pool room there was action. I think Fargo just put something out the other day about the top players in Florida. There was like 30, was it 35? Let me get the exact number. I think it was like 35 over 700 players. Oh, 28 over 700 players in Florida. It was like the top 100, 631 was the lowest. It's pretty damn good. We got one down from Meglino. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. Okay, go on the score. Though I gotta question that list, though. There are some names on that list that I know don't live in Florida anymore. Like Joanne Mason Parker's on that list. She doesn't live in Florida anymore. She's in New York. Joanne's a little firecracker, man. She's come to a lot of the JP Nude events. That's the Joe Pischauer Northeast Women's Tour, and man, she likes to get in it. She loves playing. She plays strong. Coming down. Get away, Anthony. 662 viewers right now. Let's try to see if we can get to 1,000. Do me a favor, guys. Share it out. Hit a couple of those emoticons for me. The hundreds, the pinatas, the hearts. Get our engagement up a little higher. High quality pro action here for free. Let's do our part to get more people watching. ball leaked out on FEDOR. MEGLINO's going to have a shot at the 7. Looking at the stack there, there's 2 balls at the top. The orange 13, and that could be possibly the 12. Look like they go. Guess we'll see here in a second. I don't think I'll fire at it though. That'll put too many balls on FEDOR's side. I know we have a couple of Vietnamese fans right now watching. Just a little past 1 a.m. over there in London. Over there in Finland where I'm huge. It's a little over 3 a.m. there. FEDOR has a chance here with MEGLINO hanging the 6 ball. Goes into the stack, throws a little spin on it. That'll give it 2-2 on the score. Or sorry, on the ball count, not the overall score. FEDOR makes Meg's ball. That is 3 for Meg, 2 for FEDOR. Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. Is that Leicester, United Kingdom? Is that how you pronounce that? Trick shot, it's a race to 5. Oh, that's going to leak out a little bit. The shirt came off. Sun's out, guns out now. Let's go. Leicester, okay. And guys, that shirt that FEDOR's wearing, a FEDOR GORST shirt, you go to FEDORGORSTshop.com. I'll throw a link here in the chat for you. You can buy that shirt. It's a big shot for FEDOR. Don't think he's going to take it on. Edward Priest, absolutely, but the world famous Buffaloes has to get on the table rule. You do not have to have a foot on the floor. Chris, he does have some merch with him. I'm not sure exactly what he has with him, but I do know he has some stuff with him. Missoula. Yeah, when Federer was at the Super Billiards Expo this year, so I was streaming a pro event there. I couldn't get 5 minutes with him. He went to his booth. There was probably 100 people in line waiting to meet him, buy some product. So he was definitely, it was his first year with the booth at the Super Billiards Expo, and man, he killed it. Yep, no bridge in the building. Leave your bridges at the door. Pyramid Man, you could get up onto the table, crawl to the center of it on your hands and knees and shoot, and you will see it this weekend. I know Billy Thorpe's been known to get up on the table. Though I don't remember seeing Shane get up on the table too often. I know Sky's gotten up on the table. There's Collins. What's up, buddy? Man, you're going to have that Chuck Markoulis this weekend, right? That Markoulis has got some killers in that one, too. Listen, Tony Chohan's a big guy. He's up on the table, too, so it can hold him. It can hold all of us. Oh, Federer get cold again. He did his obligatory product placement. That was a big mistake there for MEGLINO that could cost them the rack here. Nathan, I would love to see that. I'd love to see a world championship in one pocket. Back in '81. I was born that year, sir. All right, that's 4 for Federer. I would die if one pocket was in the Olympics, man. I've always wanted to go to an Olympics. I've never been to one. All right, that's 6 for Federer. I try to watch all the games. I love one pocket. Straight pool, it's a great game. I just kind of be in the mood for it. Just got to get on the good side of the 3. He got there. All right, Federer needs 1. 10 ball's fun. Sometimes I hate the call the old way, the call save, call shot 10 ball, where they're just beating the ball around forever. Federer misses out ball again. I think he may have missed it on purpose. Yeah, maybe worried about the scratch on that one. I love bar table 8 ball played with high-level players. All right, FEDOR going to play the 6, cross it over. Or, I'm sorry, not the 6, the 3, cross it over. Yeah, I heard Ultimate Pool's been making a little bit of a splash. I do like the hay ball. I have played hay ball a little bit. The rounded pockets make the shots, it makes things different. Balls react differently, and run, yeah, well, it's run by the English players. Jordan and I believe Nate that are over here in the U.S. promoting it. They're from England. I've played a lot of different games on the a lot of different pool various games. Saratoga's a fun one to play. FEDOR's just going to pinch the 2 back up towards the table. That's part of the actual game there, Edward. It's a 30-second shot clock per player. For players, it's different. I'll say that. Yeah, they are really good at the hay ball, Ty. That's I mean, that's their game. I did a little bit of streaming on my channel. I streamed the hay ball Paris sports games. That's the disabled players, wheelchair players, and power sport players that are missing an arm or a leg or born with deficiencies. I'll tell you, those players can play, man. I had a hay ball match where a guy had no arms and played incredibly strong. Will, I'm not sure if he's in town. I do know he was in Chicago for a little bit with my my buddy Eddie P. I actually was on the phone with them a couple weeks ago. Mike was in the car with him. Mike was telling me about how he had Moochie. He thinks Moochie made him the first break cue. Oh, that's going to be a mistake from MEGLINO. Tried to cross the 2 over. You got that right. Like that guy hit the ball straighter than I ever could. All right, Fedor cuts that 2-ball in. That's going to give him 2 games to 1.
What's up, everybody? This is Dave from Classic Billiards down here in South Florida. We do things a little bit differently here compared to your old pool hall. Doesn't smell like mothballs. It's not exactly a library, and nobody's shushing you like this is church. We're all about having fun, eating chicken wings, drinking beer, and knocking some balls around. Don't let that mistake you. We still got the skills, baby. So if you're ever down in South Florida, come check us out at Classics.
Chicken wings, beer, and pool. Got me sold. I'm in. What's up, bud? It's a race to 5. Yeah, 2-1 on the overall score. FEDOR GORST. Anthony MEGLINO. Fedor shooting the 7-ball. Just gonna let the cue roll. Oh, got a bad kiss. He was trying to roll down towards the 9. That's gonna be -1 for the Ghost. One, two, three, 4. He could potentially get out here. I'm looking at that 2-ball. He's got to control his rock, but 113 combination on the 9 after the 13 ball. Got a little lucky there, clipped the 13 on the way in. It actually kind of helped him. Now he doesn't have to play so much position off of that ball. He can just kind of stun it to the left side of the screen. Michael, I'd say he's pretty. Anthony MEGLINO is pretty known. I'd love to see WNC put him on tour. It'd be nice to see him travel around. All right, 8 into the 9. Gives 3 on the ball count. Will, at the top of the chat here, if you click on the bracket, you can click on the tab players and it'll give you the player list. Oh, he's going to go a little too far. He wanted to get Poe on that 2-ball. I don't see him getting out from here now. If he got on the 2-ball, that could have been trouble for Fedor. Nathan, I don't believe so. I could be wrong. I don't know Anthony personally. I've only talked to him a few times at tournaments. So I don't have a full insight of his career. But I do know, like, at some of the major events, I do follow him. And That was a nice combination shot. That's going to give Meglino 5. The ball that pocketed comes up after Meglino's done at the table. Keep that in mind if you're counting balls or counting points. You can see in the upper right there. Mr. Frost on the table. Chaplow 2600, I believe. He's just going to put that in the stack and try to move a couple balls to his side of the table. There was somebody who won for 50 bucks in the Calcutta. I was rooting for him. I wanted to see him snap it off. Like 80 G's on 50 bucks. All right, we have 5 to -1 right now on the score. On the ball count, I mean on the overall score, Federer is up 2 to 1. Federer's going to kick the 4 towards his pocket. Just think about that for a second, Ben. Imagine if you, you come into this event, you buy in. It's a good price buy-in. You get yourself for 50 in the Calcutta, and you come through and you take everybody to the biz, and walk out with like 60 G's. What a nice shot. That puts it in the corner. Federer's going to have to make his ball. Look for him to maybe put the... look for him to maybe put the cue into the stack. That'll give Meglino 6. Oh, he missed it. Still gives Federer -1. He could play this 1-2 rails. Trying to move the 4 at the same time and hold the cue in the stack. He does move the 4 to his side of the table. I don't know if that 2 ball can be seen. I know he can hit it, but I don't know if he can hit it at the right angle to make it. Federer having that 4 ball in the pocket. Meglino definitely has to get that 4 ball out of there. So he'll give it to Federer because that's only going to bring him back to 0. He's got to make sure the 7 gets out of there, though. He doesn't want to leave a hanger. That's a good shot. That ball's going to spot because Federer's minus. That brings him back to 0 and puts a ball on Meglino's side of the table. Federer might take a foul here. also come up 2 rails on the bottom side of the 7, trying to push the 7 into the right side rail. Feder's got some shots he has to figure out here. I'm looking to go 2 rails. Left rail, bottom rail, kick the 7. If not, it's just going to foul anyway. It's not a bad foul to take. That's going to put Feder at -1. MEGLINO has 6, but we've seen from both players 1 miss can cost you the entire rack. That might be a little too hard. Yeah, Feder does have a crossover on the 7, potentially. Looking at that green stripe. Feder plays that ball in. That's going to bring him to 0. So that ball will spot. That 10 could be wired. Nope, just a little short. Remember, Feder's got to spot 1. Feder's going to play this 1 rail over once it get on the 6. He fired it in. That's 2. MEGLINO could be in trouble here. That's 3 for FEDOR. Remember, MEGLINO stole rack number 2. FEDOR needed 1, missed the out ball. MEGLINO got out on that one. Out towards the 1. He's got the 1 ball down. That'll give him 4. Five for FEDOR. He's going to play the 3. He's going to try to draw off the 3. Moves the 2 up table. He's got to hit it good, though. He's got to juice it pretty good. That's 6 for FEDOR. 5 ball cut here is going to be the problem. That's 7 for FEDOR. All right, is he going to go for it? Going to have to. He's going to put that ball on his side of the table. This is a tough drag shot. You got to drag across the front of the ball. And he fires it in. And FEDOR's going to steal that rack, and that's going to be 8. It's going to be 3-1 on the score.
This is the magic rack that I created with the Magic Ball Rack company. We changed the product a little bit and made this magic rack a little bit thicker to where I don't have to worry about balls being not frozen anymore. It's very easy and simple now to rack the balls tight. Try it out, guys. Get yours today at FEDORGORST.com and give me your feedback.
All right, we're going to take a player break here for 1 second. So I'm going to take a quick break also. We will be right back with the action, guys. Don't go anywhere. FEDOR GORST, Anthony MEGLINO, 3-1. Don't go nowhere.
What's up, everybody? This is Dave from Classic Billiards down here in South Florida. We do things a little bit differently here compared to your old pool hall. Doesn't smell like mothballs. It's not exactly a library, and nobody's shushing you like this is church. We're all about having fun, eating chicken wings, drinking beer, and knocking some balls around. Don't let that mistake you. We still got the skills, baby. So if you're ever down in South Florida, come check us out at Classics.
All right, back to the action. All right, folks, I'm back. Sorry about that. Ike, is that confirmed? First place in the auction pays that. Man, that's great. $150,000 payday. Down payment on a house for winning a pool tournament. Or if you're the Sword Brothers, probably just the grass cutting fee for their estate. All right, Meglino. Oh, and there's not going to be a rail on that one. That's going to be -1. 470 grand. Puts that ball over. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 balls towards his pocket. So I'm looking at that. That 15 go. Ashley 100% agreed. Unfortunately, yesterday where they had to put that camera, they couldn't put it on the ledge. The ledge was too small to hold the tripod. Absolutely agree. I love this view much better. FEDOR putting the rock all the way back down the other table. Other side of the table, I mean, excuse me. Sort of got away with it a little bit. Federer might bank the 7. Thanks, bud. Appreciate it, bud. Thanks, bud. Just was a little annoyed about. I made a post on my page a few minutes ago about Buddy Hall passing away, and somebody decided to take that time to promote a tournament on the memorial post. I thought that was classless, so I had to give him the biz a little bit. It's okay to promote your tournament, but you know, there's a time and place for everything. Not on the passing of a player that we owe a debt of gratitude for our sport too. $190 G's for first place. And 100 for second. That's not too shabby. Meglino's got a good cue ball too. Look at that one going across. It's always tough when the ball sits in the pocket because that's such a reposition ball for the players. With Meglino owing 1, Federer does have the luxury of making Meglino's ball, and it's not going to really hurt him in the long run on that position, unless he leaves Meglino another shot. I would expect him to cut this one in and try to run into the 15. No. Instead, he's going to go for the 9-6 combination. Wow. Yeah, the winner gets 190 G's. Oh, Federer misses the 8. This is going to be, he doesn't have a shot on the 1. If he moves the ball off the rail and leaves the, I'm sorry, what's that, the green stripe? So that's the 14 ball. If he moves the 14 off the rail, it leaves the 8. If he moves the 8, he's got to hold for the 9. Don, yes, this is a race to 5. I was looking at maybe the 2-1 combination. Oh, that could hurt him. Actually, he may have gotten away with it. Look at the 11-8 possibility there. I don't know if the 11 passes the 8. Federer's going to probably thin the 15. Make the 1, giving Meglino his ball back. Yeah, it's a smart move by Federer. Leave the balls on your side of the table, hold position. 1 ball does spot, and still puts Meglino in a defensive position versus being able to be offensive. Thanks, Cam. Appreciate it. I'm not a Jeremy Jones or Scott Frost level yet, but I'm trying to get there. Meglino just caught the edge of that 8-ball, too. That was a great shot. Turned the defensive back into a defensive. Might see FEDOR do the same thing with the 3-ball. Play about 1/3 of the right side of the 3-ball. Spinning the cue to the right rail and down, trying to get locked up on that 15. There is sort of a shot here for Meglino. He can play off the left edge of that 15, the ball that's right in front of his cue ball, with a little bit of low right English, throwing the cue into the rail and trying to essentially bring the cue in between the 11-9. But he might just be playing off the edge, maybe trying to tie up the 2-9-8. He gets over there. Harold, the excuse me, the feed is, so I'm in Philadelphia remote commentating, and the scoreboard is coming from New Orleans, so it does have a little bit of a delay. I'd probably say about another 5 or 6 seconds. It's going to even itself out. Score should be 1-0 on the ball count for FEDOR. All right, thanks, Gary Williams. Hey, put it up there. There we go, it updated properly. All right, what do we have? 3, 4, 5, 6 balls past mid-table. FEDOR has the 11 he can play off of. But the overall rack score is 3-1 FEDOR GORST, and we have 1-0 on the ball count for this rack. FEDOR left him in a good spot up top. Anthony should be able to play off of what would be our left side, his right side of the 11. Oh, and Anthony is going to scratch. That's going to give him -1. Bud Robidoux, it's the feed is coming to me from New Orleans and then being rebroadcast back out. So there is about a 10 to 15 second delay. And if they're not reporting the scores right away at the table, then there's the delay of the score not being sent to me also. Nope. problem, Jeb. Thanks for watching. Guys, if you can, share out the stream for me. Around 720 viewers right now. Let's try to get ourselves to 1,000 if we can. Federer was looking at the 7. You should have 3. Orange stripe first. That would be the 13 ball. Then the 1. Yeah, Ronan, this is the world famous Buffaloes. Oh, Federer misses that. That's a case of beer, sir, missing ball in hand. See if we can get you some scores of the event. Not sure if they're keeping all the scores at the table or not. Roberto Gomez. Is up 4-2 on my main man, Mickey Kraus. Tony Chohan is up 3-0 on John Panagar. Double J, Jeremy Jones is up 2-0 on Devin Poteet. Shane Wolford, Scott Frost are tied up 2-2. Josh O'Neill is up 2-0 over Billy Thorpe. Corey Deuel and Alex Calderon are tied up 1-1. From Battle Creek, Michigan, Jeremy Seaman is up 3-1 over Mr. John Mora. That is a mistake there from Anthony Maglino. He's going to give Federer a shot and a position. Ronan, this pool hall is actually lit very well. I have the exposure turned down a little bit so we could see the balls on the table better, so the light doesn't bounce off the table too much. And we have 2 on the ball count here for Federer. That 298 being jumbled. He's going to have to possibly run into that with the stripe on the left side rail. He could also do it now here with the 1. Federer's going to screw on his extension. He's got a little 1.5, 2 inch extension on the back end of his cue. Have any of you guys played with the his hyper jump cue? That should be 4 on the ball count for Federer. What time is it? So Ronan, I'm on the East Coast. For me, it is 9:09 p.m. In New Orleans, Louisiana, it is 8:09 p.m. Pleasant Hill Pool Hall. I've never heard of that one. What's how big is it? How many tables? So my pool room in Philadelphia has 54 bluegrass billiards. It's 28,000 square feet. It's one of the largest pool halls in the country. Scotland, nice. It's like 2 o'clock over there, ain't it? All right, FEDOR gets out. Can't even keep up with the score. We're just going to reset on the balls. That's going to be 4-1 on the overall FEDOR GORST over Anthony Meglino. You are watching the Buffalo's Pro Classic live from Buffalo's Billiards in New Orleans. All right, Meglino racking the balls up. Stuart Turner FEDOR won that rack. And staying with the same style, nobody has changed their side of the table. Here in the 6th rack, both players have kept their respective pockets the entire match. That ball leaked out a little bit too. I don't know if FEDOR, he might be aggressive and go for this 3. If he does, he's going to hit it with some pace because he's got to move that too if he doesn't make it. He fired at it too. Got a little unfortunate too, hit the 7 on the way back and stopped it from coming to his side. Yeah, he does. The cut shot's not the especially in one pocket. The cut shot's not the problem. It's the you know, it's where's it going after the cut shot, or something like that. It's going to be tough to really control the rock. Could be a 2-rail follow. Play the 12, 2 rails out. Player off the first diamond. It's going to come high off the side rail and let the cue ball follow and try to roll behind the 10. Doesn't look, he likes that shot, so he might take the orange stripe and stun the ball to the right. He stuns the cue ball down. That's close to tying up on the 10. That'll give him 1-0 on the score. I believe they're a little bit more relaxed here at Buffalo's when it comes to the hair or the shirt maybe laying over top of a ball. Versus like a WNT event where it's an all ball fouls situation. But, I mean, you're playing for 190 Gs for first place. So who knows? MEGLINO in a tough spot. Might be prudent for him to take a foul. Just play off the top rail. Come down, hit that second rail, and just leave the cue behind the 7. And just take the negative point. It's actually a good question, Derek. I'll actually text Joey and see if he's there. All right, it's going to be -1 for MEGLINO. FEDOR looking at maybe the speed bank on the 5, banking the 5 and drawing the cue to the right side table. Buckets. Makes it look so easy sometimes. All right, that's 2 for FEDOR. If he gets position on one of those balls. What's up, Mark? It's a race to 5 actually. FEDOR is up 4-1 on the game count, and he's up 2 to -1 on the ball count. 2 rails out. He desperately needs about 4 more inches of rolling. Doesn't get there. He still has the cut. It's just going to be a tougher shot for him. All right, that'll give him 3. All right, 14. He's going to need some love off the 8. He gets it. That's going to give him 4, but he doesn't get the best position off of it. 4's in the way of the combination. So the winner of this match plays at 11 a.m. tomorrow. Loser of this match will also play at 11 a.m. tomorrow. So win or lose, I get to get some sleep tonight. I was up to around 1:30 last night with his match last night. FEDOR's got a shot here, though. I don't know if he sees it. He can play the 12. He can play the 12 off the 6 and kind of carom it towards his pocket. And even hit a little bit of a low English and bring the cue ball back towards the 1. I think he sees it now. I tried to come off the 2 first. Holds against the 4. I don't know. Meglino has a shot at the 1 here. Ronan, this particular stream will not be on. They're only allowing Fedor to stream his matches. He's not allowed to stream the rest of the tournament. That, if you want to watch the rest of the tournament or the other matches, you'll have to go to Pool Action TV. That is a pay-per-view. If you're ever so able to, I would ask that you do support the sport. A couple people buy a pay-per-view if possible. Looks like Fedor put him in a spot that he can't make the 1 because he would have been firing at it already. Even if he came off the bottom rail and kicked the 12 out of there, he leaves the 1, I believe. Meglino really looking at this one. It's going to be an important shot for him. What he does here could determine if we're going to go a little further. Montiel, it's commonly referred to as the chess of pool. Each player has a designated bottom pocket. The way you designate that is the person who breaks. They attempt to break the balls towards their side of the table, and that's how they designate the pocket off the break. Any ball made in your pocket, you keep. Any ball made in your opponent's pocket, they keep. Any balls made on any other pockets get spotted. A foul is a ball spot penalty, meaning if you have a ball down, then you would spot a ball. If you do not have a ball down, say like Anthony currently right now, then he's in a negative range. So if he makes a ball, once he's done his inning at the table, that ball will spot. Yeah, I'll give you that one, Mike. It's a little less boring to watch than chess, but I actually really like one pocket. I like the cerebral part of it. Yeah, I actually think that the match between Fedor and Josh at the Derby that I called was an incredibly entertaining match. Especially when Fedor kicked that ball, the two-railer he kicked in. Got a good rub on that one. Only a couple balls away from completing this matchup. Overstroked that just a little bit. He should be able to get away with it. It's a buy-in process, Nathan. It's a $2,000 entry. You can just buy in. All right. And Ghost completes the match. He's going to defeat Anthony Meglino with a score of 5-1. Fedor's next match will be tomorrow. Pull up the bracket here. It'll be tomorrow at 11 a.m. He gets the winner of Tony Chohan and John Pinegar. And in that matchup right now, currently Tony Chohan is up 3-0. I'll give you a quick rundown real quick. Jeremy Jones is up 2-0 over Devin Petit. Robbie Gomez is up 4-2 over Mickey Kraus. Frosty, Scott Frost, and Shane Wolford are tied up at 2-2. Joshua Filler has defeated Lucas Fracasso Werner with a score of 5-2. No score on the Jason Brown Sky Woodward match. They're probably not reporting it. Same thing, no score on the Shane Van Boning Chip Compton match. Looks like they're not reporting that one either. If you guys go over to poolactiontv.com, you can purchase the pay-per-view and watch if they have any other tables going right now. Justin Hall defeated Bobby Emmons with a score of 5-3. Robbie Langford defeated Sergio Rivas with a score of 5-1. Josh O'Neill still up 2-0 on Billy Thorpe. That's going to be it for tonight, folks. We appreciate you hanging out. We appreciate you watching. Watching FEDOR GORST YouTube channel. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. We